full of laughter and chatter, there was a quiet corner beneath the old banyan tree where one girl found her peace. Her name was Anaya, 15, curious, and soft spoken. She didn't speak much, but her pencil did. Each line she drew carried a whisper of thoughts too gentle for words, of dreams she'd never told anyone. While others ran through the courtyard, her world stayed still, somewhere between sunlight and silence. She didn't know it yet, but what she was drawing that day would soon carry her voice farther than she could ever imagine. And it all began in that quiet corner. Every day, she returned to the same corner, the same tree, the same quiet, and the same sketchbook that held her secret world. But this time, someone else noticed. Rohit had seen her before, the quiet girl under the banyan tree. But today, her world of lines and light drew him closer. Ma, why not draw it reaching the shore? He asked softly. His words lingered in the air, like sunlight that didn't fade. For the first time, her silence wasn't alone. It had found an echo, a quiet voice that understood. And under that golden light, something small began to grow. A friendship shaped by stillness and sketches. The bell rang and the courtyard began to empty. But for Anaya, it didn't feel like an ending. It felt like something had just begun. They walked side by side, no words, no plans, just the comfort of steps falling in rhythm. For someone who had lived in sketches and silence, Anaya found something rare that day. A stillness she didn't want to end. Sometimes friendship doesn't arrive with noise. Sometimes it walks quietly beside you and you don't even notice when it begins. The evening sun faded behind them, and ahead a quiet friendship began to bloom. Two hearts, one path, and the beginning of a story only silence could tell. Some days the sky doesn't cry out of sadness, it cries out of beauty, for the hearts that are learning to feel. That afternoon, the rain found her again, and so did her thoughts. The world was quiet, but inside her, stories were loud. The paper boat she once drew now floated across storms, winds, and endless oceans, just like her dreams. He didn't call out. He just stood there, watching the girl who could make paper feel alive. And for a heartbeat, the rain didn't matter, because something inside both of them began to move. Every artist dreams of being seen, not for the colors they paint, but for the feelings they leave behind. That morning, Rohit came early, not to take part, but to make sure her art would. He placed her painting at the very center, where every light could touch it, and every heart could see what silence had created. That evening, the lights felt brighter than ever. But she didn't step into them for fame. She stepped into them because her heart finally had something to say. In the middle of the hall, her paper boat, the brave boat, waited beneath a golden beam, sailing through colors, courage, and calm. For a moment, the world seemed to stop. The quiet girl under the banyan tree was now the artist beneath the spotlight. And somewhere among the clapping hands, one pair applauded a little louder, not because he was surprised, but because he always knew she could. That night, she learned something beautiful, that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply draws, dreams, and dares to be seen. And for the first time, her silence wasn't empty. It was full of meaning, color, and light. No promises, no goodbyes, just a moment. Two hearts knowing they had changed each other's worlds without needing to say a thing. Some friendships don't end with words. They drift away, like paper boats in calm water, leaving ripples that never really fade. And just like that, the quiet girl carried her courage home. You don't have to speak loudly to be heard. You just need to show your heart. That day, the quiet girl's art spoke louder than words ever could. Introverts aren't silent. They just express their voices differently, often in the most beautiful ways.